Alright, so another thing I want to look at are my figures, as I mentioned in my welcome video. I do love to collect, models, figures, no matter what it is, really. I currently, in the back over here, have a bunch of Warcraft figures, and up here I have some McFarlane's Dragons, as well as a couple of anime figures from Gurren Lagann. But the two I want to show you today are my new Bioshock 2 figures. My big sister and my Delta Big Daddy. So if you've never played Bioshock or Bioshock 2, I guess, you're gonna be a little bit confused. Bioshock 2, you are playing this guy. Pretty cool to be in the shoes of a Big Daddy. While in the previous game you were just a regular old boring person, right? So yeah, I really love these figures. They're extremely detailed. They're cheap, which is good, so stay tuned, I'll tell you the price and you should get one. So yeah, this is Subject Delta. This is who you play in Bioshock 2. As you can see, he's extremely detailed. The paint is very well done, textured. His helmet here, which is supposed to look metallic, it does actually shine and sparkle a little bit, just like real metal. His arms are a little bit movable. You can move him at his shoulders, at his elbows, and on this hand you can move him at his wrist. You can't move his fingers, but you can move his little wrists like that. He also moves at his torso/waist, at his hips, and his knees and ankles. So I could see this guy being used for some fun stop-motion videos. On his back, you'll see he has his air tank. It is actually removable. It comes unattached, as you can see. I'm not going to put that back together now. As well, I haven't figured it out yet, but this drill is removable, and he comes with another arm that's pointing that you can also put on if you want him to be pointing at the big sister, maybe. So anyway, he's a great figure. For his size, he's a little bit heavy, but I mean, he's dense. He's a Big Daddy. He's going to kill you, so it's sort of fitting. The sort of rope parts on him are a little bit flexible. I wouldn't pull on it, but it's still a little bit flexible, which helps if you're going to be posing him and moving him around. So altogether, he's a great figure. He stands up on his own. You can put him in a couple different poses, and he looks great, don't you think? Aww. So now for my favorite of the two, the big sister. She is gorgeous as a little model. I always loved her design in the game, but surprisingly she can stand up on her own. She's quite thin, as you can see. She's lean. But she can stand up on her own if you balance her properly. I have her balanced right now, so she stands somewhat like this. Anyway, just like the Delta subject, Big Daddy, she has great painting, very detailed. She's very textured, and you can feel all the different parts, like on her helmet, on her air tank thing at the back. Getting back to that now, the cage where she would keep her little sisters is really, it just looks perfect. It just looks like the real thing. If there was a little sister model, I would put her in there. It's really cute because on her little tank, don't know if you can see, there's little fish drawings the little sisters drew on her, as well as the bows that they tied on there. Her arms are posable. Her shoulder pads right here are actually quite flexible. They're sort of rubbery. Don't know if you can see that. So that you can adjust her shoulders. And you can also move at her elbows and her wrists. This one, you can swivel the wrist, but you can't really move it because her giant gun is in the way. In the series, there's also, I believe, a Rosie and a Bouncer. They weren't available when I picked these guys up, but those are other two that you would want to look at getting. So yeah, these are my Bioshock 2 figures that I have so far. Looking forward to getting a Rosie and a Bouncer. Definitely recommend them. They were both $18.99. Got them from Galaxy Comics. I'm sure you could find them from any comic book store. I don't know if they sell them at Zellers like they do Warcraft figures, but they're great. 20 bucks. Look at this thing. They're awesome. Get them.